In a tranquil village, nestled between lush hills and a serene river, there lived a young monk named Ananda. He was known for his gentle spirit and deep compassion. But Ananda often struggled with self-doubt. Despite his dedication to the teachings of the Buddha, negative thoughts would sometimes plague him, clouding his mind and affecting his practice. One day, while walking by the river bank, Ananda noticed an elderly woman sitting alone, her eyes fixed on a patch of lotus flowers blooming in the water. Intrigued, he approached her and sat down beside her. Ananda asked gently, "Why do you look so pensive?" The woman sighed and replied, "These lotuses are beautiful, yet they grow in murky waters. Sometimes I feel like I am just as trapped in my own darkness, unable to rise above it." Ananda looked at the lotuses, their petals glistening under the sun, and pondered her words. He realized that the lotuses thrived in the mud, drawing nourishment from it to bloom. He got inspired and asked, "How do you see the beauty in them despite their surroundings?" The woman smiled softly. "It is a choice, dear monk. Just as the lotus chooses to bloom, we too can choose how we perceive our struggles." That evening, as Ananda reflected on their conversation, he decided to change his perspective. He began practicing positive self-talk, repeating affirmations to himself every morning. "I am capable. I am worthy. I will overcome my doubts." At first, it felt strange, almost like speaking to a stranger. But with each repetition, a flicker of confidence ignited within him. Days turned into weeks, and Ananda's practice flourished. He felt lighter, more at ease with himself. The once overwhelming doubts began to diminish, replaced by a growing sense of peace and purpose. His fellow monks noticed the change, and they often sought his wisdom during their discussions. One day, a fierce storm struck the village. The winds howled and ran last against the windows of the monastery. Many villagers panicked, fearing for their safety. Ananda, however, remembered the lesson of the lotus. He gathered the monks and proposed that they meditate together, focusing on calmness amidst the chaos. As they sat together, Ananda encouraged them to repeat positive affirmations. "We are resilient. We are safe. We can find peace within." Gradually, the monks' anxieties began to dissipate, and a serene energy enveloped the room. They emerged from their meditation feeling grounded, ready to help neighbors. Once the storm passed, Ananda and the monks ventured into the village. They assisted those in need, offering comfort and support. Ananda's presence seemed to inspire others, and many villagers found solace in his calming demeanor and uplifting words. Among those he helped was a young girl named Meera. who had lost her home in the storm. Ananda knelt beside her, his heart heavy with compassion. He said softly, "Meera, even in this loss, we can find strength. You are not alone. We will rebuild together." Meera looked up at him, her eyes filled with tears. "But I feel so small, so powerless," she confessed. Ananda gently took her hand and said, "Think of the lotus. It begins as a seed in the mud, but grows to be one of the most beautiful flowers. You too can rise from this. Speak kindly to yourself and remember your strength." Inspired by his words, Meera began to repeat her own affirmations. "I am strong. I can rebuild. I have support." Slowly, her sadness transformed into determination, and she joined Ananda and the other villagers in the recovery efforts. As the days turned into weeks, Ananda's practice of positive self-talk became a beacon of hope in the village. He organized gatherings where villagers could share their struggles and encourage one another. Each meeting was filled with laughter, stories of resilience, and the powerful mantra of self-affirmation. One evening, as the sun set in vibrant hues, the villagers gathered by the river bank. Ananda stood before them, his heart swelling with gratitude. He said, "We have learned that even in the darkest moments, we can choose how we respond. Just like the lotus, we can rise above our circumstances and bloom beautifully." The elderly woman who had initially inspired Ananda emerged from the crowd. Her eyes sparkled with pride. "You have become a true embodiment of the teachings, dear monk. You have shown us that the power of positive self-talk can transform not just our minds, but our entire community." Years passed and the village thrived. Ananda continued his practice, becoming a guiding light for many. The lotuses bloomed vibrantly in the river, a constant reminder of the strength found in choosing positivity. In the end, Ananda realized that the true power of positive self-talk lay not just in uplifting oneself, but in uplifting others. Through his journey, he learned that, like the lotus, every individual has the potential to rise above adversity, blooming brightly in the face of life's challenges. Thank you so much for joining Buddha Sunshine, and stay blessed.